welcome to the I Matter podcast. So, today on the I Matter podcast, we are thrilled to welcome Miss Nitasha Rao, a parental wellness and self love parent coach.
Mm.
Born in Mumbai, raised in Pune, and now based in Hyderabad, Nitasha holds a degree in computer science and an MBA. But her true calling emerged through motherhood. After navigating the challenges of raising two children and facing burnout, she chose self love over self sacrifice. Today, she empowers parents, especially moms, to reclaim their energy, identity, and joy. So, join us as we explore the power of love in parenting with the inspiring Miss Nitasha Rao. Welcome, Nitasha, to the I Matter podcast.
Thank you, Poonam. Thank you for inviting me. And I must say that it is an honor to be able to reach other moms through your platform. So thank you for giving me that honor to be here and spread the word that I wish to spread through
Our
your
pleasure.
platform.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Nitasha, because as we are covering today, the podcast topic is filling your cup, the power of self love in parenting. So, let's start with the basics today. Why do so many parents feel guilty about, prioritizing themselves? What do you think about it?
The primary reason is because this is what people have watched growing up. Now, parenting means giving your all to and for your children. The ultimate example for sacrifice is
Mm,
being a parent, which is true to an extent,
yeah.
but we do need to sacrifice a few things, but never to the extent where you disappear yourself and you
Yeah.
can't recognize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the core of in terms of understanding where all of this and why that guilt actually comes.
Mm, true. True. So, how can a parent, recognize that they are experiencing these burnouts? What are some common signs?
So recognizing that you are burning out
Mm-hmm.
is very crucial, but it is also tough for parents. The first sign would be physical and emotional exhaustion, or sometimes even both.
Yeah.
Physical exhaustion is easy enough to identify, but emotional exhaustion is why, like, it is when you feel like you don't have the energy, or you don't want to do the
Yeah.
things that you need to do. Now,
True.
this in turn, makes you feel ashamed sometimes and ineffective as a parent. And
Mm-hmm.
so that, which is another, sign. And all of this will combine, and it combines and makes you feel overwhelmed and just fed up with the entire thing, which is also, this feeling overwhelmed and
Yeah.
feeling fed up is also like another sign, but on a different level. Now,
Mm.
this and the worst is when you start feeling emotionally disconnected. That disconnection starts growing. You slowly start feeling disconnected from your surroundings.
Mm.
You're able to go through the motions. You play with your kids, you cuddle, you laugh. However, you feel something is amiss. You
Yeah.
feel that this is emptiness, and all your emotions, you're a hollow shell of yourself, and you
Yeah.
feel like all those emotions have just emptied out of you. So
Yeah.
those were like a progressive sign. Like, you can start with physical and emotional, and it goes down to that level of disconnection where there are different levels of burnout
Mm-hmm.
that you will
Mm-hmm.
reach.
Yeah. Yeah. Like losting yourself from inside.
Yeah, you just feel lost at the end of it. As it progresses, there will come a time where you don't feel like yourself. It's like almost like an outer body experience,
Mm.
where you'll feel like, that person who's going around doing those things, that doesn't
Mm.
feel like me. It
Mm.
looks like me, sounds like me, but that's not me. It's just someone, you know,
Yeah. Someone is just
hollow
tweak.
shell. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Tweak.
You're there, but you're still not there. It's
Yeah.
it's it's
True.
an irony of things, actually. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah, Nitasha. So, from your own parenting journey, what was your wake up call that made you realize self care was essential?
Now that I think about it, all of this, all what I was talking about earlier, I have kind of been through it in all the stages. Like, I started feeling tired physically first, obviously. Now,
Mm.
my kids are 2.5 years apart.
Mm.
So everything for me was like a 5-year-old plan,
Yeah.
and from breastfeeding to potty
Mm.
feeding. I would finish. with my son and would have to repeat the entire process
Yeah.
with my daughter. Now, that led to emotional exhaustion where I was just fed up and
Mm.
overwhelmed, by
Yeah.
about doing the same million things
Mm.
repeatedly. Now, this, as I've, started feeling that emotional overwhelm, this
Mhm.
made me feel insufficient, and I kept wondering and doubting myself in terms of, what kind of a parent I am. And that
Mm.
again led to, I led to a certain disconnection I started feeling from my
Mm.
children and from all other things in my life. And
Yeah.
I felt like a hollow shell of myself completely. I did what I had to do, but I felt disconnected from it all. It was like, watching myself from this above
Mm.
and she's going about. It was like I was in robot mode.
Mm.
Things are happening, but the
Yeah.
emotion or that connection that you feel was
Mm.
slowly and steadily just being sucked out of me.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So
True.
everything that I talked about is essentially textbook. I've just gone through everything out of it. And
Mm.
that's when I realized, ki, okay, this can't go on.
True.
If I have to I want to keep my children happy, there has to be a way where I'm able to do that. I am going to be that provider for them because they look up to me
Mm.
and and they just
Yes.
follow me at the end of the day. If I'm not happy, they're not happy. Simple as that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Natasha, society often, places unrealistic expectation on parents, especially mothers.
Hmm.
How do this pressure contribute to burnout?
Largely, they have a large contribution, especially for moms. Now, see, I talk from my own experience, so my perspectives are from like a mother's perspective. But I'm
Mm.
sure that similar factors also work against fathers as well. With
Mhm.
moms, like there is probably a need and expectation to stay at home, and with fathers, it is probably to be the provider and
Mm.
the protector of the family. The specifics may vary, but the
Mm.
end result is the same. Both of them are burnt out
Yeah.
at the end of the day because of
Yeah.
different factors, because different
Yes.
there are different expectations, their lives or the roles in general as a family, they get divided, and they do end up doing separate things, but the
Mm.
end result is the same. The father is probably burnt out because he has no time, and there is no, maybe the mother is not able to support her in the way that maybe earlier they were able to, you know and
Yeah.
mother again is stuck because there are certain, especially in the beginning stages, the mother is really important. The child, you have to be with the child. Yes, later the support can come in, the father can pitch in a little bit, but then because of that, at the end of the day, we are all struggling.
Yeah.
And what you need to really examine here, how practical it is. Whatever you're doing, whatever your expectations in life and roles in life, while you're trying to fulfill those expectations,
Mm-hmm.
you need to just examine and see how it is affecting you as an individual and everyone around you, because doing that will help you decide whether it is worth putting in that much effort, because everyone's trying the best
True.
that they can, that they are capable of. But then
Mm.
you also need to know whether it's worth putting in that much effort, because even if you decide that, okay, after all consideration, whatever I'm doing, yeah, this is maybe something that I do need to do, if you have actually given that thought, you do it with an awareness, of how whatever actions you are taking to fulfill that expectation, how is it affecting you as an individual and the people around you, because that awareness itself will change a lot of things.
Mm.
Will
That,
not be in that robot mode, basically.
yeah. Yeah.
Being aware of what you're doing, aware of what the consequences of your actions and words are, will obviously, it's that small drop in the ocean that is adding to
Mm.
the overall effect. And
Yeah.
that obviously it starts with that one drop, right?
Yes, yes, I agree. And what are the myths about parenting and self-sacrifice do we need to break in order to build healthier family dynamics?
See, the entire concept of parenting
Mm.
is based on being the epitome of sacrifice,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And for whether it is for your family and especially your children. Now, the
Yeah.
more you seem to be sacrificing, the more you are applauded at. Wow, especially with moms, that where she seems to be, they can see that she's struggling and she's not eaten her food on time or this, and somehow that is like a badge of honor that is being given, and that itself, is one
Yes.
of the biggest things that you need to really break off. If you have chosen, see, if you have chosen to be parents, definitely there is an element of sacrifice that is given. Yeah. And you sacrifice your old life for, once you become a parent, once the baby is born, your
Hmm.
life is never the same. What again,
Yes.
here, what you need to keep remembering and thinking about is that sacrifice over self,
Hmm.
not practical. you know
Correct.
while
Yeah.
there are definitely going to be changes and compromises that come into the picture when you become parents, but doing them without a thought of how it is affecting you first as an individual, and also the people around you, because there are certain things that you do and
Hmm.
you, without any thought, ki how is it affecting everyone, including and starting with you. So that thought, again, that awareness is, it is, if you do that, it is like it is a recipe for distress, burnout, all kinds of physical and mental issues. And this applies not just to the mother, it will apply to the father as well. Both have to examine
Yeah.
how being a parent has changed, how it is affecting them individually first, and then also as a unit, as around people around you. Because
Mm.
that's when they themselves individually, when they start thinking, not just, yeah, we are a unit as a family, but you are also an individual first. And
Yeah.
you are an individual which make up the family unit. So
Yes.
that individual pillar also has to be strong and self-sufficient or resilient, as we call it, to take
Yeah.
care of the emerging, smaller pillars, which were to build, become
Yeah.
strong pillars of that family.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
right. The entire load is not just on the mother and the father.
Yeah.
As the family grows and the family evolves, those tiny pillars will also grow up to be strong pillars for that entire family unit.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, I agree. I agree, Miss Natasha. It's all about balancing, I guess. We try to balance, and it's all about balancing. So, what do I feel in that way we can balance it, and then take it forward, because it's our family, it's a project of 20 years or 30,
Correct.
20 to 18 to 20 years, you can say.
Minimum.
So, it's kind of project. Yeah.
Correct.
So, let's
Which
get,
is, when we think about becoming parents, we never really realize that it is going to be at least an 18 to 20-year project, maybe
yes.
more after that. Because even though maybe the way you worry about them changes, or
Mm,
the way you care for them, but that mental engagement that you at least will always
mm.
have is lifelong, for that matter.
Lifelong.
Our
Yes.
parents, my mom is 70, she still worries about certain things. She will come and say, and I said, now
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
just,
True,
you
true.
need to let go now. I mean, you've
Yeah.
done what you need to do. Just
Yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
the life that you have right now, but which is so difficult for her to do.
It is. It
Because they
is.
are wired that way. Like they feel that if they do certain things, that is their definition of love. That
Mm,
is where they feel, if I do this, that's when I'm probably going to, it's a very odd and twisted way of
mm,
defining it, but that's how they're grown. That's their reality. So
mm.
what we are trying to do here is change that reality of what love really means
Yes.
for yourself and for your family, for that matter.
Yes. Yes. So let's get into our next segment, which is redefining self love for parents. So many people equate self love with self care activities, like spa days or vacations. How do you define self love in the context of parenting?
See, those things that you mentioned, spa days, vacations, are great ways. I mean, definitely that's a great way to love yourself. But there are deeper ways too, because at the end of the day, those are, while they do help you, they're
Yeah.
kind of a little bit on the superficial level. So then
Mm,
their effects also last maybe
mm,
just, for a certain amount of time. So you want to do something deeper, because
mm,
self-love is about recognizing your worth and
mm,
setting boundaries, and then
mm,
treating yourself with kindness and compassion. If you think about it now, this what I'm saying, what I'm calling, trying to define self love for you so you understand it. This is something that you, as parents, we already do it with our kids,
mm.
you know? Like if your child is hurt or has not done well somewhere, something, you would normally say something kind and encouraging to them. Like if they've not done well in something that they were trying to do, some race or something that they want, and it's all right. We are always telling them that
Yeah.
it's all right. You
Yeah.
did the best. At least I know that you did the best. So if you really, maybe next time you try,
Mm,
put in some more effort and you'll try. Because I mean, we know, we tell them that you participated and you
Yeah.
put in your effort, and that is what counts. That's what you
Yeah.
would remember. Whether you win, it's always a bonus.
Yeah.
Then if you're
All
hurt,
about
okay,
experiences
correct.
anyway.
And if
Yeah.
you're hurt, you tell them, okay, it's all right. It's like, we teach them that it's all right. You can bear this, and it'll get better. It
Hmm.
hurts right now, acknowledging their feeling. But then we can be that for them. But why is it so difficult to do the same for ourselves?
Yeah.
Can we not be that person for ourselves?
Mm. True, true.
And it's there, it's already intrinsically there for us, but we do it for everyone else. We are somehow invisible to our own self.
Right.
Like, we
That's
look in the mirror, we see everyone else, but we somewhere, in the we when we look at
blurry.
the
We
mirror
are in
today,
a blurry mode.
we can
Yeah.
see we are just not visible to our own eyes.
No, that's right.
Some magic spectacle that we have this, and we ourselves, we never think of what we need to do for ourselves. Or if, like, it's not even a new or an alien concept, we're already doing it.
True, true. But we are not applying it in
Correct.
ourselves. Yeah.
Because we have never been programmed, or we have programmed to never be think about everyone else.
Yeah. True.
But you is like, okay, last, when there is
Last.
nothing else to do in the world, when you can, maybe you can just give out that 1 second to yourself, is
Yes.
what, which is, it takes a lot of time to even realize that, oh, that is what is happening,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, true. So, how do you think, how can parents shift their mindsets from guilt to empowerment when taking time for themselves?
So, what they can do is, I think, start with that awareness.
Mm.
See, I mean, if you think about the past 3 to 4 questions that I think the repeating, as I'm hearing myself, I realize it's the recurring theme is that, you need to first be aware of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're aware, is when you will realize that, okay, that's when you realize, oh, this needs to change. This
Mm.
can't keep going on.
Right,
Then,
right.
and then you can figure out, because I think we are all smart enough to figure out, okay, what is it that I want to do? Everyone's life is different. Like, why the general routines may be the same,
Yeah.
but every person is different, everyone's
Yes.
life is different, the kind of people that they are is different. So they would me advising them would really not make sense. It is up to them to decide once they have that awareness. So what
Yes.
they can start with is obviously just with awareness. And what you can also incorporate as a daily routine,
Mm.
you know, is I mean, like I said again, it is something that you people have to do for themselves. I can suggest you can read up the internet and find, okay, this.
Yeah.
But once you have that awareness, you decide on, okay, this is I'm going to decide to do this. And that reaching that point itself also takes a
Mm.
lot of time. So what you could do is maybe take uh, 10 minutes of your time for, take just 10 minutes for yourself every day. In those 10 minutes, you could walk around the apartment complex, or if
Mm.
that is too difficult, which a lot of moms sometimes, you just had one of those days, you can't even step out. Walk
Mm.
inside your house for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That is one thing. See if you can do all the things that I asked. But,
Mm.
or the next is like, just write about your day in a journal. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Pick up a book and write what happened,
Mm.
and how did you feel about it, like when you were happening. For example, school prep, early morning, it's always a rush, and everyone has to go, whether it is mom's dad running them, like the million number of times, but every day it is. So you
It's
write
a
your,
marathon.
yeah, it's a marathon. You write school prep, I had this, what I felt so bored, because we've done it a million times. But then
Yes.
there are days where, there's something new comes up. Like, we have a beagle pup now. And when we had just got them, my daughter and my son, for that matter, both of them, they would get up and they just open his crate. And then there would be a whole thing running. You have to get him ready, get the pup inside, because he's disturbing we were still getting into the routine where he also knows, okay, this is their
Yeah.
school time. I don't really trouble. I get to
Mm.
go out for a walk after they're gone and all of that. So then that's new. And then
Yeah.
there could be new emotions. Just writing those things down, I think it's very cathartic. And making that a routine, like,
Mm.
writing down your journal, especially
Yeah.
during bedtime,
Mm.
becomes a very really nice way of unwinding, because we don't have the time and the energy to figure out 10,000 things. This is
Mm.
like the thing which you can do. I mean, everyone has a pen and paper. Like I
Yes.
said, nothing fancy. Just pick up a book, paper, pencil, write it down.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Now, if you can't do this, even this, what you could do is just sit and do nothing for 10 minutes. Like
Nothing.
sit, stare at the wall. And
Yes.
trust me, moms can, they'll, that is like,
It's a
that
difficult
sounds so
part.
appealing. It
Yes.
sounds, oh my God, 10 minutes of not doing anything.
Anything. Yes.
Just stare at the wall, if you want, look at whatever. But let me tell you, this is more difficult to do than the other two things.
That's right. You cannot do
Imagine doing
uh,
nothing. It's like
nothing. Yes.
it's not the 10 minutes are not getting over, is what you would think. So start with 2 minutes if that is feeling a little too much for you. Go to 5 minutes, but really, after some time, you will start looking forward to that time where, I'm not doing anything.
Hmm.
Brain gets that breather to like, just stop for a second. Think what you want. What are you feeling? Those kind of things. So
Yes.
anything out of this that can be done.
Yeah. Really, nice mantras. So,
If you think about it, these are things which I'm sure a million people have told you.
yes.
Walk around the house, do that. But you need
Yeah.
to understand why.
Yeah.
That
And
is what.
how much important is it for you, doing
The
that?
motivation of why. At the end of the day, a person, that's why I said, whatever said and done, our podcast today, I hope it reaches people. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the person has to decide for themselves. I am here today because I went through something and I reached a point where I said, no,
No.
it just can't go on. And believe you me, I did not do anything for a long time after that. I just sat with the fact that, okay, I just knew that, okay, this can't go on. Like my brain was frozen at that point. Nothing would figure. I said, okay, let's just do what we need to do. Something will come in. And,
Yes.
and slowly and steadily. And that's why, through a lot of trial, error, and figuring out what works for me. Like what I
Mhm.
did was focus on me. What do
Yes.
I like to do? Not the kids like this, my spouse likes this, so maybe I'll just do one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I, you know, just starting with thinking, okay, what do I like out of
yeah.
these things like that?
Yeah. So, continuing with this segment, how can partners or co-partners support each other in prioritizing self-care without feeling like they are taking time away from parenting?
Yeah, so what would really help here is supporting each other in practicing self-love individually. As I mean, when you're talking about partners, and
Yes.
when there is self-kindness and self-compassion, for
Mhm.
yourself, it is easily done for the people around you,
Mm.
including it'll start with your partner and your
Yes.
children and all of that. Now, this in turn will help simply, help them be there for each other and supporting their parenting as well. There's nothing, no rocket science to that, because partnership in itself means that you have to be there to
Yes.
support each other. But to be able to do that, if you're going to help each other, just do that for each other. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing it for me, I help my partner, I support them in trying to figure that out, because again, it's a individual journey.
Hmm. True.
It has to be taken individually. Doing that will help them just be aware of what their limitations are, what are their areas of struggle individually, and this obviously, and then as a unit they can sit down and think and talk and find ways to be there for each other. That in
Mhm.
itself to help the entire family, for that
Yes.
matter.
Yes. Sounds very interesting, and I hope the mothers out there, the parents out there, they listen to you and get motivated. So let's get into the third segment, which is thriving, not
Mhm.
just surviving. So
Okay.
you often say, parenting is a journey, not a destination. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah. So, I say self-love is a journey and not a destination.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
same obviously holds true for parenting,
Mm-hmm.
because with parenting, what you remember at the end of the day
Mm-hmm.
are the small and precious moments that are, they're more dear to you than, those big, big moments that you have. So, in the sense that they are leading up to the, what I can explain it in let me explain it with an example. Like I was into dancing. okay, as a
Okay.
child. I still want to get back, but I've not really done that. So I started learning Bharatanatyam when I was 4 years old. And
Wow.
with the typical classical, they have this journey where you reach a point where you are, preparing to give a whole dance recital, which is about 2 to 3 hours and all. And I've done that like kind of twice in my life. Like I didn't do it just once. One is your first performance, which is given, which is called an Arangetram. And then I also did it once again because I loved it. I formally learned it for about 16 to 17 years. Now, while these are you can call as the big achievements or even which kind of look
Yeah.
like they are the destination. But what I
Mhm.
remember through that is that journey, there's like the time before that, like where I went for those practice, those rigorous practices that I used to have, and then the journey back home and how I used to feel tired, and the sense of achievement that I used to have when I've learned a certain move or I felt it I've done, like, because you're always reviewing yourself in
Mhm.
terms. So those are the things that I really uh remember, you know
Mm.
and that is why I say that the parenting also, for that matter, you
Mm.
remember, like, yeah, at the end of the day when your child is older and they have something in their life, so that, yeah, that feels like, oh, that's the destination. And while it is a beautiful thing to remember, but what you remember is, those that first step that they took, the first time that they turned, this first time they called you mama, your daddy, or whatever, those are the things. Or the first time they had a school performance, like they obviously might have so many milestones in school and in life, but maybe the first time they did it is what you remember. And that's why
Mm.
it's a journey. And the
Yeah.
same thing is with, your self-love journey as well. It's a journey. I mean, you will reach a point where you're actually able to say, okay, you know I understand the whole thing. But the whole journey that you've gone through, and the little moments that where you struggled, you had this awareness, suddenly you realized that, oh, this worked. So those are the things where you learned a lot. And
Mm.
also they're like, you've lived, those are the moments in life that you remember that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
That's true. So, how does, as we are discussing on self love, so how does embracing self love impact not just parents, but also to the children?
Let me start with, first let's understand what self love it is. I'll try and say it in short, in the sense that, what is the need for self love? First of all, let me, like, a lot of times, most of us will feel like, I mean, I know that there was a time where I felt like that, thankfully not more, but a lot of us will feel like our entire lives are revolving around other people, our
Mm-hmm.
kids, our parents, our work, everything. And
Mm.
as obviously you're not alone,
Yeah.
almost everyone, you also would have felt it at some point in your life, or
Yeah.
you still feel it.
Yeah.
But what we are conditioned to prioritize everyone else, like I
Mm.
said,
Mm.
everyone else but yourself. And but what happens is you can't pour from an empty cup.
Mm.
We explain that. Like, if you go, everyone's traveled by air. You go, you sit, there is an announcement that they say, in case of emergencies,
Mm-hmm.
please put on your
Yeah.
oxygen mask before you help out everyone. And
Yeah.
same thing goes for your life jacket. They'll say first you wear yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever thought why? The simple reason is, if you can't breathe, you
Yeah.
can't help someone else. If you're drowning, how are you
Mm.
going to help someone else?
Yes.
And what you're doing here is you're prioritizing yourself.
Mm.
And then because you have prioritized yourself, then you're in a position to help others should the need arise. Same thing goes for parenting,
Mm.
right? If you are not, if you're able to, uh, by prioritizing yourself, you are just putting yourself in a position where you can actually go and
Mm.
help other people. So how does that, what's the question that you were saying? Let me say, parenting is, how is it impacting by
Yeah.
embracing? Now that you have understood that, when you say you're prioritizing, you're taking yourself, what
Mm.
happens is, neglecting this doesn't just affect you,
Mm.
because you might feel it's selfish. On the face of it, that is the biggest misconception that comes, that it is selfish. But
Mm.
like with this airplane example that I said, prioritizing yourself,
Yeah.
you know, helps you, puts you in a better position, you know, in your parenting journey because you are responding to things, you're
Yeah,
not reacting to things. So
exactly.
that
And I
affects. Yeah, please.
and I feel when we are happy inside, then we can, spread happiness outside
Correct.
the children.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, like say you have, again, I'll give you, I think for people to get it in better ways, maybe take a stone. When you take a stone and throw it in a pond,
Mhm.
when where you have thrown the stone, there are those ripples that form. And those
Yeah.
ripples, they keep expanding and, you
Mhm.
know, they
Yeah.
take over, like they spread over the entire water body. So
Yes.
neglecting it, in case you're not doing it, there's a reason for whatever reason you're not able to do. That
Mm.
obviously it has a ripple effect on your parenting.
Mm.
You're not in the right state. It is
Yeah.
affecting your parenting, and it
Yeah.
is also affecting everything around you. See, you
Yes.
will feel exhausted on all different levels. You will feel irritable,
Mm.
stressed, okay, overwhelmed. That is like the emotional exhaustion that you feel. Then
Mm.
physically, you get limited,
Mm.
in what you can do. The stress is taking a toll on you, but you have all kinds of physical and health issues. So that is your physical exhaustion. And then
Mm.
you are so disconnected.
Yeah.
Like I said, no, you're going into that robot mode. You're
Mm.
disconnected from yourself. If you're disconnected from yourself, you have no clue there's no connection between what you're doing and what you're feeling, you know,
Mm.
then you are unable to connect to people around you also, including your children, including your spouse,
Yeah.
anyone, your day-to-day activities also. So it's mentally affecting your whole relationships, you know.
True.
So
Yeah.
obviously not taking care or not
Mm.
practicing self-love is having this kind of a huge ripple effect on everyone around you.
Mm.
You are just the beginning point,
Yeah.
assuming you are the nucleus or the of the entire family atom.
Mm-hmm.
Something goes wrong with you, it is affecting everyone. That
Everyone.
whole family unit is going to go at
Yes.
some point. Maybe not immediately, but
Mm.
slowly, steadily, that deterioration will start.
True. I
Because whether you
agree.
like it or not, you are that
Yeah.
nucleus in the family unit.
Yes. Yes. So, what are some strategies for parents who feel unsupported in their journey towards self care and self love?
Yeah. So, first of all, for parents who are, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of them,
Yes. Yes.
including me at some point. I felt like, so hugs, a lot of hugs to such parents. And I hear you, I feel you. It feels lonely and really isolating,
Yeah.
when no one around you is getting the struggle and the toll that, this mental load is taking on you.
Mhm.
And that's why and especially if you're in a situation where people around you are not, at least maybe you are slowly and steadily, somewhere something is, just clicking and you say, okay, I need to take care of me.
Mm.
But the people around you feel like, what is she talking about? Or what is he talking about? And that's why the self help is the best help. You have to, I mean, you thankfully you have somehow found that. I'm hoping that that ray of hope where it is clicked in your mind that okay, this is what I need to do. So you
Mhm.
have to find ways to do that. Now I would suggest taking whatever that they're struggling with. See, once the fact that they know something is off, okay, so first start thinking. Like I said, you don't have to go to 10 places. It starts with you. You could be sitting in your chair in your room, and all you have to do is just think about it, really think, which again is a big struggle. Sometimes when you're so overwhelmed with something, your
Mm.
brain does not work, it
No.
just shuts down. So take your time, slowly, steadily, those 10 minutes, like I said, maybe
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
with just don't doing. Then maybe there will be a point where you start, those thoughts starts rushing in. And then you
Mhm.
think about what is it that you're struggling with. Okay. So like I said, think about what you're struggling with. And like I said, your mind goes blank. So
Mm.
do the activity like I suggested. Do nothing for some time.
Mm.
Keep doing it. And after doing it regularly, there will come a point where suddenly when you sit down to do those nothing for 10 minutes, suddenly your thoughts are just rushing in.
Mm.
And that means you've had enough time to rest. Just
Yeah.
the pause. Your brain has got the pause that it needs. So now it'll slowly, maybe not in super fast speed,
Yeah.
maybe in really
Slowly,
slow, tortoise
steadily.
speed, but it will start and you will say, then that will give you an idea of, and once you know, like I said, you know the best.
Mm.
What is it that you're struggling with? I
Yes.
cannot tell you what you are struggling with. That
No.
is something that you have to figure out and you have to think about it. And yes, once you know what you're struggling with, then yes, to work on that, maybe you could ask for help. Okay, maybe
Mm.
can I take someone help? But what identifying the problem, we can give you tools also, like anyone, me or anyone on the internet or there, because we live in the information age. They might guide you in terms of, okay, how are you going to find these things? But the
Mm.
work at the end of the day has to be done by you. There
Right.
is no escaping that. So, but
Yes.
yeah, it starts with that and always stay at it, because it's very easy to do. Okay, today I sat for 10 minutes and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So tomorrow again, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a small
exactly.
child.
I mean, there is no consistency, isn't it?
Correct. See,
People stop
consistency
doing.
also does not, it should not become, yes, you should be consistent, but not to an extent where
Mm.
it's like, oh my God, it's like that is becoming another pressure or another task that is
Yeah,
in
yeah.
our to-do list.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
it has to be, so maybe you decide that I want to do this, but
Mm.
I do it for 2 days. The third day I was not able to do it. It's okay. The fourth day, don't beat yourself up over it. Just
Yeah.
pick up from where you went. Then
Mm.
maybe another fourth or fifth day you did it, and 3 days you didn't do it after that.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while. It takes a while. Just be kind to yourself in such
Yes,
situations, because at
exactly.
least you're trying. But
Yeah.
yes, do try and get consistent as at your own pace. There will
Yeah.
be people who are able to just start doing it for whatever reason. They're able to. There are some people who are not going to be able to do it.
Mm.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Start somewhere. Like if someone's listening to this, and I
Mm.
remember when we did the webinar also, this
Mhm.
day, the day, just take this. If you have nothing that you have been doing, your
Mm.
brain has not even thought about these kind of things because you
Yeah.
don't have that. It's not even occurred to you.
Yeah.
Take this as your day one,
Yeah.
and maybe listen to this once again. Think about the things that we
Mm.
have talked of here, and see what clicks with you.
Mm.
Something will say, oh, this is something I can do, or
Mm.
maybe this is what I want to do. Pick that, and then
Yeah.
build from there. You have to build your own routine. There is no one size fits all.
Mm.
What
True.
I did, I can use my experience to tell you that, okay, maybe this is
Mm.
what's happening with you. But
True.
your story is unique.
Yes. It's
So
your
you
story.
can, the the customization, as we say,
Mm.
has to be done by you. We can give you, okay, this can be done if you're feeling this, or
Mm.
this can be done if you're feeling this, this can be done. But then you have to see what you connect with first and then see
Mm.
if that is doable. So
Mm.
there are a lot of permutations and combinations which you have to try yourself.
Yes.
It's not going to happen immediately,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. You have to, stick to it. And even sometimes I feel need to explore things, what you really like to do, or what
Correct.
explore things. You don't have to repeat the same thing. You have to explore what you like, day to day life. So you can do in different ways. You can choose some kind of, someday writing, someday walking, someday go for a running jog with your partner,
Correct. Correct.
just
Correct.
go for a walk with your kids, or ride a bicycle with your kids. There are a lot of things you can do, just explore the things. I
When I say 10 minutes, I suggested 2 to 3 things.
Yeah.
That is what I think is doable.
Mm.
Because everyone, because like I said, I love dancing. I used to, at least, not that I don't love it, but because of my physical issues, whatever, I'm not able to do it. But does
Mm.
not change the fact that I love. Maybe I could just play the music and just
Exactly. Yeah.
jiggle around with all that weight.
Yes.
you know,
Of
just
course.
do that.
I mean,
You
do
know,
it with your kids. I mean,
correct.
just put some songs and just feel like doing, dance with them, play with them. And I do, I feel like, if I don't want to stay at home, I just, take them out, go for a ride a bicycle, go to a park.
Mm,
They will love, you will love too, because you are doing something different apart from your, daily things
correct.
or routine work. Yeah.
Mm,
So it's getting very interesting, Nitasha. So now we are into our segment 4, which is practical tips and overcoming challenges. How can parents overcome the "I don't have time" excuse when it comes to self love?
Again, it might at the cost of sounding like a broken record. That excuse would usually come when they have probably misunderstood what
Hmm.
love means. If they feel that self love means, or they equate it with
Yes.
self love as being selfish, you know,
Yes. Hmm.
then obviously there who has time for that, or how can I even do that? It'll be
Yeah.
like, a very judgmental kind of, I don't have the time kind of
Yes.
thing. So if they know what let's assume that they know that it is about recognizing your worth,
Hmm.
setting your boundaries, and treating yourself with, kindness and compassion. Now
Hmm.
if they still find themselves with, I don't have time, which is
Hmm.
understandable, you know
Hmm.
uh, in today's it's a busy life. Even sometimes, even though I'm not stepping out of the home, I'm busy from the time I get up at 5 in the morning to whatever time I manage to sleep.
Yeah.
you know so what happens is, at this time, what you need to decide is, what are you choosing, what is more important.
Hmm.
When I say, okay, start with those 10 minutes, so
Hmm.
what are you choosing over loving yourself? Is
Hmm.
10 minutes of doom scrolling, as they call it, or Netflix more important than
Hmm.
actually taking 10 minutes for yourself?
Hmm.
If you think about it, 10 minutes is very doable.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hmm.
because we have so many distractions, some are reasonable. We have to, those are our, responsibilities and all. Some are because our most, the remaining are mostly
Hmm.
our ways of running away from those things.
Yes.
Because
True.
for lack of time or space to do anything else, like we
Yeah.
are so done with our day-to-day things, we need something to just 5 minutes of an escape time, so whether it is doom scrolling or whatever it is it. So
Hmm.
then when you imagine, doing, say you are able to figure out, okay, 10 minutes I want to do this,
Yeah.
so when you think, "Oh, I don't have the time for that," just imagine yourself doing it. Okay, because
Hmm.
you might have done it once and say, "Oh, this feels nice, I want to do this more."
Hmm.
So imagine yourself doing it every day, and how that is going to feel. How do you think is going to, the
Hmm.
first 1 or 2 times that you have done, you know what this is doing to you, whether this is for you, whether you can do it. So whenever you catch yourself thinking, I don't have the time or whatever, even after having all the theoretical knowledge and understanding that, okay, this is what I need, you just
Hmm.
literally sit down and imagine yourself doing that. When you do and you see and imagine yourself, you will not have that excuse won't come up. If
Yeah.
you've done it even a few times, you will see the benefit of it immediately, because we are so wound up that
Hmm.
even that little bit of relief makes us feel like we are in heaven,
Hmm. Correct.
and
Yes.
then that is kind of what will get us hooked.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
again, it all starts with,
Your brain. Yeah. I
yeah,
agree. Yes.
you have to start thinking about it, uh,
Agree.
and then working towards it. You
Yes.
have to decide. No one can do that for you. There is
Exactly.
a I don't know, this in Hindi we say, you can take the horse to the water.
Hmm.
If you and get him to drink water, you can even maybe, you
Yeah.
know, for good measure, just put his
Hmm.
head down. But he
Yeah.
has to open his mouth and lick, or whatever, however they drink water. That's
Yeah.
something that they have to do.
True. True. True.
So
Yes.
we can be there to, okay, this. But
Hmm.
you have to drink the water. If you're thirsty, you drink water. I can't drink it for you.
No. No.
No one
No.
else can drink it for
No
you.
one else. No one else. Definitely. Definitely. I agree.
Exactly.
So, there are a lot of single parent as well. So, what
Yeah,
advice do you have for single parents who may not have extra support but still need to take care of themselves?
that's so true. I what I would like to add to this statement is, while
Mhm.
there are people who are technically, I mean, definitely they're single parents, either they're divorced or their
Mm,
spouse is no more, or for whatever reason,
mm,
there are a lot of single parents who are also in relationships,
mhm,
in the
mm,
sense, like, the whole responsibility of rearing the child is on one,
mhm.
that is the mother.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that the partners or the fathers are not, they are doing what they have been conditioned to, whatever they've been raised with, the certain conditioning that, okay, if I'm a father, this is what I do, this.
Mm,
So what happens to those single moms as well? I would just like to include them as well, because
mm,
while they are in a relationship,
mm.
it kind of feels like single parenting.
Yes.
Yes, the support is there, maybe, like, in terms of the material support and the financial support is there, but the entire load of actually doing everything is
Mm,
on them. Yeah.
yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, for people who are divorced and others are there, there is the added,
Yeah.
maybe that the financial aspect is also added. So for all of them, for that matter, if you see, there are two things. It
Mm.
takes a village to raise a
Yes.
child, which
Agree.
it is a saying, but it is also a fact because humans are social beings.
Mm.
We were not meant to raise a child on our own.
Mm.
We are, we have these tribes and all. So
Yes.
earlier, and if you see our, especially our Indian and Asian communities where we have that whole
Mm.
joint family and all that. So what that was the support system for the mother.
Mm.
And so where you do take care, certain aspects were taken care. So
Mm.
now, while the basic of, giving them food, clothing them, and all those other social aspects and all have also got added. So if you don't have it, my simplest thing is, find your village. I know
Mm.
it's not easy. It is
Mm.
the most difficult thing to trust someone with your child. But
Yes.
there will be someone, again, think
Mm.
about it.
Yeah.
Really think about it. Okay? Maybe there is someone who you can, and
Mm.
start building that. Again, it's not going to take time,
Mm.
but it's not going to be easy. What I mean, I'm sorry, it's going to take time. But
Mm.
find those few people. It doesn't have to be like
Mm.
10, 20 people, maybe two people.
Mm.
For to start with just one other person that
Mm.
you feel that okay, and then you can expand that
Mm.
slowly and steadily, at
Yeah.
least for you. And we are humans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you ask for help or lean on someone,
Mm.
I don't think people will just say no. Unless
Yeah.
there is a genuine situation and say maybe, okay, maybe not today, can I do it tomorrow or something like that.
Mm.
So you have to start building that. Even for, like I said, not technically single people. There
Mm.
will be people around you. You don't have to do everything on your own, you know.
Mm.
And the other thing is make bedtime because
Mm.
again, as your me time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can try different. Again, I said there are a million things that you will read every day because when you're struggling, you get, it's like Instagram or Facebook will,
Mm.
if you say something aloud or something has been taught, that will pop up.
Yes.
So there will be about 10 things that will say, okay, do this, do this, do this. And you're just like, oh my God, one more thing to do.
Yes.
So I'm just simplifying it for you and saying that, okay, even if you get 5 hours of sleep in a day, which is less for sure, you need more. But in that, and if I'm, and here I am telling you, take about 15, 20 minutes out of those five
Mm.
hours also. But what
Mm.
I'm saying is if you make the, maybe like max half an hour, I don't think even half an hour, 15 to 20 minutes, I think is more than enough. Start with those 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Journal, whatever, brush your hair, clean your, wash your face, whatever. And doing that, you know, will help you the remaining 4.5 hours. Say if you're assuming you're just getting 5 hours, you're not getting more. Doing that for you yourself will give you a more restful 4.5 hours of sleep. So
Mm.
you get up in the morning with a little bit more energy.
Mm.
Self.
True.
Again, these are very simple things which I'm sure have been told. But when you connect it to these smaller things of how it is affecting you, that's imagine if you get up with 2% more energy the next morning,
Mm. True.
whatever your energy levels are, just
Mm.
2% more because you
Yeah.
had a nice restful sleep.
Mm.
That itself is going to help you go through your day with better
Yeah.
energy and calmer and just in a better way rather than the zombie mode, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
this
do
could
those
be a
two things.
very, small, simple step for a
Yeah.
parent can, take today to start,
So
as you say, filling up their own cup.
correct, correct, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you're doing is doing. So, like I said, you could just start if you want. I'll tell you, like, I'll just repeat the things that I said earlier. Because, what you could do is say you're about to go, the kids, what happens usually at my home is like,
Yeah.
once the kids are asleep, then go and start. Okay, even though I'm dead tired, I know I'm like, okay, I have to do something. So you could start with once they're done because then you know that they're asleep. There's no
Yeah.
one who's going to come and wake you up, assuming
That's right.
that they're not too tiny and if you don't have to
Mm.
breastfeed and all. But generally, say they're down for the night, and
Yeah.
then get up, go to your room, and just walk around in your room. It doesn't
Mm.
have to be 10 minutes. Just
Yeah.
maybe keep a timer for 2 minutes. Just walk around. If you can walk around the entire house without making too much noise, just do that before you actually go into your room. Then
Mhm.
write down what you did in the day.
Mm.
Right? Like from the time you got up, I had breakfast, I had this. And as you're writing, what did that? Did I like my breakfast? I didn't like what I had today. something like just so that you're just putting simple things like that. Because journaling hai, because there's this whole
Yeah.
culture of journaling where okay, all those pictures and all. So it's
Mm.
like another thing that has gone added. It's like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
No, just write because you need to get all those emotions that you have been experiencing out. So just write. Maybe you did 20 things in a day. Write
Mm.
about three things.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. What I had this. Did I like it? I didn't like, or was I able to sit? Something like that. Something, or I'm just giving you examples. It
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
be anything. Sometimes I end up writing just okay, I didn't like this. Today was a
Mm.
shitty day. I just write that. That's it. Nothing else in my journal. And I say, okay, okay. That's it. Sometimes there are pages or like stories
Yeah.
that I feel like writing. Sometimes it's just that today was not
Enough.
good. I
Yes.
didn't write. Then nowadays you get those stickers and all. I just put one shit sticker over there and like say, okay, that's it. That
Mhm.
was the day. But
Mm.
that's what it is. Then you could after that end up with maybe deep breaths. Lie
Yeah.
down on your bed and do some deep breathing.
Mm.
Again, nothing fancy. If you are into yoga and you have all of that, see if you can do any one of them. But I will
Yeah.
just take deep breaths, 5 deep breaths. Deep
Mm.
inhale, deep exhale. 5, start with 5. And then
Mm.
if you feel like there will time, if you make it into a practice, there will come a time where you will probably just drift off to sleep while you're doing that. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Doable, right?
Yeah.
Nothing, there's no rocket science to it. Sometimes I struggle. I mean, I'm telling you this, sometimes I struggle to do that. Sometimes I just sleep. I'm so
It's
tired. And then the next day I
just
get up.
all it's just all about, prioritizing, practicing, and keeping yourself, prioritize at that point of time that is it. This is my time.
Hmm.
Nothing else. I'm not going to give any more else because this is my time. That is it.
Yeah,
You have
correct.
to be very rigid on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
correct.
Isn't it?
Exactly. You just make those, it could be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And as you get used to it, you could extend it to maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't
Mm.
think more than 30 minutes is needed.
Yes.
But then it's up to you. Again, that you do you.
Yeah.
It's not
Yes.
a rigid key. Okay, she said only 30 minutes, so I'm going to stick to that. No. You want
Mm.
to do more, you do more.
Yeah.
It's up
Yeah.
to you.
Exactly.
Just
Yes.
fill that cup somewhere in
Mm.
some way,
Yeah.
whatever way you find,
Definitely.
that will
Yeah.
help.
So let's get into the, last, like, a very quick question, and you can answer it in a very, two sentence or just,
Okay.
in a very brief way. So if you could give one piece of advice to parents struggling with exhaustion and self-doubt, what would it be?
Just be kind to yourself. Nothing.
Yes.
Be kind. Whatever you're doing, don't be self-critical. Don't just because we are the worst critics of our own self.
Yeah.
Start with being kind to yourself. That's
True.
it. Like I said, one line, be kind to yourself. Kind, compassionate,
Mm.
like you would be to the other person in your family.
Mm.
I told you, right? We are already doing that with
Mm.
our family, with people around us. So be that person for yourself.
Mm. Yeah.
What you would say to your child in situations where you need to, say that to yourself. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll do better tomorrow. Like,
Mm.
you decide to write a journal.
Yeah.
One day
Mm.
you write, two,
Mm.
three. Maybe you're able to do it 5 days at a stretch. Sixth
Mm.
day you forgot.
Right.
Seventh day you beat yourself up. No. It's all right. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll write 2 days worth of if I want to today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. You would tell your child, right? If they are trying
Mm.
to start a
Yeah.
journal, it's a no journaling habit or whatever. You will
Mm.
know it's all right. Do it today, you'll say.
Mm.
Say that to yourself. That's
Yeah.
it. Just
Yeah.
be kind to yourself.
Yes. So, Natasha, where can our listeners find more of your work and connect with you if you would like to
So
share it?
I am active on all the social media platforms, right from Instagram. I'm more active on Instagram. So my
Mm-hmm.
handle is at self love parent coach,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also active on LinkedIn. I think my handle is Natasha Rao, parental wellness coach, and in Facebook I'm at parental wellness coach. Those are my handles.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime they want, obviously they can go through the material. I
Mm-hmm.
hope that helps them out. But if they want to get in touch with me, they can just DM me at the moment. I am working on a landing page where you will have a whole lot of other things and a whole process so that you get to see what is it that I have to offer, what they can do in case they want to work with me. And once that is ready, obviously I'll share it on my social media handles. But for at the moment, it's all on all three platforms. That is Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Okay. Thank you so much, Natasha, for this wonderful, wonderful session, for joining us on the I Matter podcast and sharing your wisdom with such honesty and heart. Your insights on self love and parenting were truly inspiring, and we are grateful for your presence and the light you bring to this journey. So do not forget to share and subscribe to our I Matter podcast. So see you again. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you, Poonam. Thank you for having me here. It was lovely being here.
Thank you.